Lovely to see so many of you joining in. Super excited for today's session. I'm going to bring in Jillian. We're absolutely excited for today's session. Hi, Jillian.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. I'm so happy to see everybody signing on.
Same here. You look fabulous.
Oh, so do you. I know it's like almost bedtime there for you guys.
Thank
We're
you.
just getting our day started over here.
Yeah, we just finished an early dinner, and as we were super excited, I'm sure so many guys tuning in there. I can see so many people saying hi, hello.
Hi.
Uttara says good evening as well as good morning.
Yeah, good morning, good evening.
So to start with, let me first introduce Jillian. Firstly, I don't think she needs any introduction. All of the people who are watching you, they've stalked you on social media.
Well, I've had the pleasure of getting to know them a little bit via social media, right? The power
Yes.
of social media does wonders.
So it's my honor to introduce you. So here we have Jillian Spano with us. She's the CEO and owner of Next Paige Productions, and she has been a fashion model. In fact, she's been modeling since the age of 17, and she's participated and won almost 9 pageant titles. So that's like oodles of experience in the field of pageantry. To tell all the viewers, she has about 15 years of experience in the pageant industry, in the fashion industry, and the beauty industry. She's also been a New York Fashion Week model. She's been the official selector for New York Fashion Week 2.0. She's been the vice president of Miss Universe organization, the makeup and hair team. I can just go on and on and on.
Thank you.
Let me just say that, Jillian, you are a powerhouse. You are an institution.
Oh, thank
that
you. And as are you. So
oh, so sweet. In fact, I found 2 similarities between your and my resume. I started modeling at the age of 18. You started at the age of 17.
Very, very similar, yes.
And after that, both of us entered the healthcare industry. Although we always had our love for passion. So most of you may not know, Jillian has 2 bachelor degrees and a master's degree in psychology. And so yeah, that's her healthcare connection. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm an exclusive pediatric dentist by professional qualification. So I also did my bachelor's and then went on to do my MD. So that's where our healthcare connection also comes from.
Yes, it's actually kind of funny. I never thought of it like that.
Even I didn't realize, but today morning I was just going through your resume and I was like, wow, striking resemblance, I must say.
Yeah, I worked clinically for a long time and then actually went to work kind of on the policy administration side. And I did a lot of writing of regulations for the psychology within here in the States. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's brilliant. So to start with the session, let me ask you with tell us something about your journey. You've been in the beauty industry, you've been in the healthcare industry. You're a mom of 3, and you're a hot mom. And you seem to do all of this so effortlessly. How is it that? How is it possible?
It's possible with support and time management. To me, that's really the key to balancing as much as I do. Is I have an amazing support system. You know, not only with my husband, but with my entire family unit. It really does take a village. It takes a village to maintain a career as well as be a mom of 3, for sure.
That's great. That's absolutely great. And plus, you have your own set of qualities of multitasking, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm a little bit of a type A personality too.
Oh, okay. That's great. The alpha female.
Yeah.
Well, someday I should have an Instagram live session with Billy, your husband as well. So he
Yeah,
will tell
he
me
probably has
those.
lots of stories to tell you for sure.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. So, Jillian, I have to tell you, we received about 70 plus, about 76 or 74 questions. And they
Wow,
were so
that's
excited.
amazing.
So, me and my team have filtered those questions, and we've zeroed down on a few questions because a few questions were repetitions. So,
Okay,
let's try and cover up as much as we can in
okay.
this session. Yeah. So, to start with, the pageant ladies who have joined in. So, we have about 74 pageant contestants who have already signed up with the International Glamour project.
That's
And
incredible.
thank you, thank you. Across all the three categories, Miss Teen India, Miss India, as well as Mrs. India. And we're all already inviting the final call invitations and auditions that are going to happen after the lockdown period, of course. So,
Yes.
yes, you'll have another number added to this existing 74. So, so out of these 74 people, there are certain specific questions that they have asked you. So, the first question is, what do you, as a pageant queen, do you have a pageant checklist? Is there something that you would want to give as a guide?
Yes, I actually, for all of my coaching clients, I do have a pageant checklist. It's kind of a culmination of things that I have learned from my personal coaches over the years, as well as kind of I've run into situations when I've been in a pageant, I've been like, oh, I really could use that right now. So it is a list I continue to build that I would definitely be more than welcome to sharing with all of you, as well as it's really important to go over your pageant paperwork that comes from the International Glamour Project and really use that as a reference guide to see how your pageant's going to be laid out and what items you might need to bring that are specific for your pageant weekend.
Okay, that's great. And in this pageant, there are a few ladies who are participating for the first time, and few of them have already, they have some experience about participating in some local pageants, some state pageants. Some have walked a few fashion shows. Some have done a few print ads here and there. But there are certain first timers who are very, very anxious. So, what is it that you want to tell them?
So if it's your first time, first of all, congratulations to you for just putting yourself out there and taking on the experience. The best advice I could give your first timers is to enjoy yourself and use it as an opportunity to grow. Through pageantry, you just develop and you grow so much as an individual, learning about yourself through the entire process. So really take that time to just get to know yourself, enjoy your pageant sisters, and just enjoy the experience.
Oh, that's great. Well said, well said. So, here's another question coming up saying, what are the important aspects that one needs to keep in mind when one is preparing for the pageant? And this has been a common question across all the three categories, whether it's Miss Teen India or Miss India or Miss India. Everybody wants those few points, those important aspects.
So when for preparing for a pageant, the important thing is to be well-rounded. You need to be equally strong in your interview as well as your runway or ramp walk and stage presentation. So really take the time to focus on each area equally. One area is not more important than the other area. So with that being said, you want to take the time to practice those interview skills, practice your public speaking skills, and practice your ramp walk and stage presentation. You really need to be well-rounded as well as be true to yourself. And that is really what is going to shine on that stage. Oftentimes we get so caught up in trying to portray what we believe to be the perfect queen or pageant image, when in reality, as a judge, we really are looking for somebody who is able to shine that inner light and be true to themselves.
Yes, my next question was going to be, what is it that the judges are looking for? How do you really stand out of that crowd? Because in one category, there may be about 30 to 50 contestants. And to find a spot for yourself in the top three, what is it that a pageant lady has to do to catch the attention of the judge?
She needs to be true to herself and be real. oftentimes women come into pageantry with some very recited answers because they've
Right.
practiced almost too much. And there's that
Right.
fine line where you still want to come across as a person and not a robot. So it's really
Right.
important that you're real, you're willing to be vulnerable, be willing to connect with the judges on an emotional level, because that's what's going to make me remember you.
Great. Great. Yes. So genuinity is very, very important. Authenticity is very, very important.
Yes, very, very much so.
Absolutely. Great. So the next question that has been that's come is okay. This is by Dr. Anupama. She's a finalist of the Mrs. India category. She says, "How much practice is too much practice? Sometimes over practicing kills the excitement. What is your take on it?"
Well, I actually love the question, first of all, and I get that. There is a point where you get to where you're over practicing because then the enjoyment and the emotion is no longer coming through. And we don't want to lose that when we're practicing. So ideally, how much you should practice is really unique to each individual depending on their experience. A lot of my clients, for example, who do have current pageant experience, we usually meet about twice a month. And then leading up to pageant week, that's when we start to meet on a weekly basis.
Right, right. Great. And tell me, Jillian, why should one even think about pageantry? What does pageantry really give you? So this is for, of course, you and me have found our love for
Yes.
pageantry and we found our purpose. But this is for all these women who don't understand the word pageantry, the field of pageantry, and the importance that is associated with the platform. So could you just throw some light on that?
Pageantry is so much more than a crown and a sash. Don't get me wrong, they're
Absolutely.
beautiful, right? They are beautiful.
Absolutely.
But it's so much more than that. It is the personal growth. It is the friendships that you make along the way. Some of my friends to this day are women who I met in pageantry when I was 17 years old. It is really that
Wow.
bond that you have with other like individuals who want to make a difference and want to see change. And that is just an incredible place to be by fully embracing the world of pageantry for everything it has to offer, from the bonds that you create to the platform where you have the opportunity to have a voice for something that you stand for. It's just amazing if you really take in every aspect that pageantry has to offer.
I think there's a
Are we
connection.
cutting out? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
You're
back.
You're back on track. Yes,
We're
yes,
back.
absolutely. Very, very well said. Each one of us has been gifted with a voice, and we need to use that voice very, very responsibly. And yes, sometimes that crown allows your voice to be noticed. It gives you a platform. I just saw Miss International World, the CEO the CEO of the pageant joining in. So hi, Mrs. Angela, how are you? And we also have the CEO of Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line who's watching us, Jillian. So I'd like to say that, yeah, I'd like to say that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, what Angela and her entire team at Miss International World and the venue partner Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, what they've been trying to do is they have created a fundraiser for development of the vaccine for COVID-19, which is so essential for the existence of the human species. And they're going to use the pageantry platform to create awareness, to reach out to so many people out there globally. So that's what I think pageantry really does. It allows us to combat these few situations, few calamities that strike us. In the past, we've raised our voices against inequality. But today, as a human species, we stand in solidarity, and we're talking about how we can really take the torch ahead, the torch of humanity ahead.
Yeah. And pageantry gives you that platform with that support system in order to honestly achieve anything. I've achieved some of my greatest accomplishments with the support of people I've met through pageantry.
Right. Great discussion there on that, how to use pageantry as a platform for even social causes. So I hope all of you are listening out there. It's not about just the crown. It's not about just the ramp walk. It's about what you feel from within. It is about what you want to do for the entire world. It's just not when you say in your answers, I want to make the world a better place to live in. You actually have to do something to make
You
it a
need to
better
have
place to live in.
examples, have concrete examples of how you have helped and how you plan to help. When you're
Correct.
competing in a pageant, it's not I will do. Tell me what you've already done and how you plan to expand it once you have that pageant title. That is
Right.
a really, really important factor when you are competing. You really need to have a plan.
Right. And if you've not done, start now. It's never too late.
Not at all.
Right, right. Okay, going on to the next question. I have an entire sheet here. Okay, yes. Can you elaborate on the sessions you will be taking during the pre-finale grooming week? This is a question by Neha. So before you answer that question, Jillian, let me tell Neha and all these others, Jillian can do everything. She can do pageant production, she can do choreography, she can do ramp walk training, she can do Q&A training, she can help you style your clothes, your makeup, hair, about how to really tackle those tricky questions. She can deal with all of this. So I think the amount of time that Jillian are going to spend with them, they're going to say, we want more, we want more. So if you could just give them an overview as to what all you will be touching upon when you will be here in India with them during the pre-finale period.
Yes, of course. So, like I had mentioned briefly earlier, is the key to winning a pageant is really to be well-rounded. So, I would like to take the opportunity to actually hit on every single one of those topics. From let's perfect that ramp walk. How do we walk with confidence? How do we create that motion with our body to really command the stage? As well as an interview. How do you win that judge over an interview? To get the judge to take you from I like her to I love her, and that's who I'm looking to crown. There's those little finite details that will make the judge fall in love with you. And then we're going to take it to Q&A. Because how do you answer a Q&A session, especially when frequently in pageants it's timed? I'm not sure the way you're going to be formatting it at the finale, but oftentimes that final question, you only have a brief opportunity to get across your point with conviction. And that takes practice and it takes a really finite detail in order to answer a question concisely and to the point. And then styling, right? We want to look and we want to feel our best on stage. And that's unique and individual to every person because you really need to feel your best, but you need to feel like you. We can't style you to be somebody who you're not.
Yes.
And that is so important in keeping true when you're picking out your wardrobe and you're considering your hair and makeup as well. So I welcome the opportunity during the pre-finale to be able to go over all of these items with you guys and to give you as much knowledge as I have within a short period.
Great. I can see so many smileys with hearts in their eyes coming up. They're excited. They're already visualizing.
I'm excited too. I'm so excited.
Yeah. You've kind of transported all of the pageant aspirants to already the pre-finale period. Although the joke is we still don't have a date. The US government and the Indian government
We're in the same situation here, so it's everywhere right now. We're all in the same boat.
Yes, yes, yes. But we hope for a better tomorrow. The better days will come.
Yes, towards the future.
Yes, absolutely. So, as you spoke about styling, let me take this question. It's from Shrishti. Shrishti says, how should we pick and plan our outfits for the pre-finale grooming week? So, what we have told them, Jillian, is the pre-finale period that they will be spending with us. Of course, the mentors and the juries will be jury members will be interacting with all the pageant contestants. They have to look their best as well because when they step out of their room, because you're so well aware of the international pageants, the moment you step out of your makeup room or your room where you're residing in the hotel, you are hounded by paparazzi, you're on camera, so there are selfies going on anyway,
always stage ready. That's how I look at it. When you leave your room, you're always stage ready. Be
Right.
ready for that photo opportunity. You don't want to be caught with the woman coming out with the no makeup and in our pajamas, right? We want to
Right.
be fully ready at all points and times. My best
Right.
advice is think trendy, think fashion forward when you're picking out your outfits. Something that's going to really make you pop and stand out. Because what you need to remember is eyes are always on. Whether it's a judge walking in a hotel lobby, whether it's the pageant director just passing by, eyes are always on and taking notice. Because whoever is going to win the title, you are essentially a spokesperson and a brand ambassador for the International Glamour Project organization for the year. So they want somebody who is always going to look the part and be ready at all points in time.
Right. So there are a whole lot of tips coming out there. All of you, I hope you all are sitting with your notebooks and pens and pencils because Jillian is giving you so many points. She said you to stand out, you to dress trendy, you need to look like you're taking fashion forward. You have to look like a trendsetter, a spokesperson, an ambassador, a brand ambassador. So think about yourself in that manner. Just you don't want to yourself to be a part of the herd. So think out of the box and yes, focus on your outfits according to the tips that Jillian has given. So okay, taking on the next question. Okay, so we have Mohika from the Miss category. She says, while we are all at home quarantined, how can we best prepare ourselves for the pageant while staying at home?
So actually, now you have extra time to practice. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Take the opportunity to practice your interview, practice your public speaking skills, utilize the power of social media, utilize videoing yourself, practice in your mirror. The same thing with your ramp walk. Walk to your kitchen in your heels, break in those heels, get them ready. You can send videos to if you're working with a coach. Make sure you take the opportunity to really utilize this time to the best of your advantage.
Right, right. So you can walk towards your kitchen in your heels. You can do as much work with your mirror in your bedroom. So make the most of all the time that you have right now. That's what is the advice that Jillian is giving you. Okay. The next question is how to give smart answers during the Q&A round.
Do not overthink your answers. Oftentimes, especially during the Q&A rounds, right, the pressure's on, everybody's feeling the panic and the anxiety. So number one, take deep breaths. This comes from the psychology counselor. You're going to smell the flowers and blow out the candles. So in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bring your heart rate down so your brain can work and can function what it is you're about to say. And then speak from your heart. Oftentimes we get caught up because we're overthinking what we're trying to say versus just saying what we feel and what we mean. And that's really the key to nailing that Q&A. Calm yourself down with some deep breathing and answer what comes to mind. Don't make it more complicated or difficult than the question really is.
Yeah. Also, like you previously said, if it looks rehearsed, it looks very staged and doesn't form a connection with
Yep.
the audience as well as the jury member. So then you kind of lose out there.
100%.
Right. The next question that we have is how do I improve my speaking skills, especially for my introduction?
So definitely practice in front of a mirror. It's really important to watch your facial expressions and how you articulate words. So you're aware of what you're doing at all times. Once you feel that you've mastered it in front of a mirror, then practice with your family. Practice with people that you're comfortable speaking in front of, because this will slowly build your confidence and be able to then take it to the next level.
Right, right. So we have a live question popping up here from Jayashri. She says, how much time should we take to answer the question?
Are we talking about questions for a final question, Q&A, or for
the Q&A round? The Q&A round.
Q&A round. So a lot of it is going to depend on you. How are you giving them a certain amount of time they're permitted to answer the question? Because certain pageants provide a time limit.
I think she meant can she take some time before she starts off to think?
Oh, yes, yes. most certainly. So when they ask the question, take that deep breath for yourself to allow yourself to calm down before you answer. If for some reason you're still having trouble coming up with an answer, repeat the question back. So if they ask, what is your favorite color? Take your deep breath and say, my favorite color is. Because by using that format of repeating the question back, it gives your brain time to catch up and process what's being asked of you. So that's a really helpful technique if you're really having a hard time coming up with an answer for the question.
Okay, okay. So there is in India, Jillian, not many women are used to wearing heels.
Okay.
So that is why we have a few young women, girls also, who are a bit scared to try out the heels and to walk the ramp and to look your best, keep smiling with the heels can be a little daunting. So, what advice would you give to those girls?
So one, definitely get your heels early and wear them whenever and wherever you can to break them in. The more you wear them, the more comfortable they will become, and the leather and everything does start to soften after a while. If your feet are still uncomfortable, you can buy pads that will go into the front of the shoes to help provide extra support and cushion. And also, don't be overly concerned with the height of the heel if you're not comfortable. I would rather see you walk flawlessly and beautifully than be stumbling over your feet because you're wearing a heel that is too high for you.
Right, right. So pick something which is very comfortable.
That is comfortable for you. We want to see you walk confident on stage. And if you're
Right.
not confident in a 6-inch heel and you trip and fall, I'd rather see you walk confident in your 2-inch heel.
Right, right. So let me take a small break from the Q&A and let's go back to your journey. So what I want to know and what all the viewers want to know is give us a snapshot or maybe like go down the memory lane when you were 17 and now you're a mom of 3. So take us through that entire journey.
Sure. So I started modeling about the age of 17. A lot of runway and print work stuff. And then one day I got a flyer in the mail about a pageant. I had no idea really about pageantry at all. And the flyer kind of intrigued me. So I decided, why not give it a shot? And that was my first pageant because somebody sent me a piece of paper in the mail. And from there, my love for pageantry just continued to grow. I then competed in numerous state pageants. I've had the opportunity to hold state titles as well as international titles. And that journey alone has been an amazing experience. But while I was doing pageantry, I kept up with the modeling. I have done New York Fashion Week. I have been in many different ads, as well as most recently a national commercial, which was pretty cool because I really hadn't broken into acting yet. So that was one of my first opportunities already in my 30s, actually, for the first time. So that goes to show you there, too, that age plays no factor and no role on achieving your dreams. I never saw myself at the age of 32 being on national television in a commercial. So through this entire journey, I have since got engaged, married, and had 3 kids. And to be honest, after the second child, I did take a little bit of a break. And then after the third child, I said, all right, we got to go back in because it's my passion and it's what I love. And that's one thing I will preach to everybody is don't ever give up on your passion and don't ever lose it because it makes you who you are. And it allows you to be true to your authentic self. And that is really my journey. It went from basic modeling and pageantry to, oh yes, I did go to college and I did get a master's degree. And, you know, I did work as a licensed psychologist for quite some time and I loved it. But I still had that passion and I still had that need to be in the fashion and the pageant industry. And I wasn't willing to let that go. And nobody should really ever let go of your dream because it can happen. It can really happen at any age. So that's my advice to you on my journey.
Lovely. And you've done so much of volunteering work, social work. You've promoted so many social causes throughout this journey of yours. Tell us something about that.
So the cause for my personal story that is closest to me is I am a national ambassador for a nonprofit organization called Shatterproof. And our mission is to end the stigma on the disease of addiction. Currently, here in the United States, we are facing an opioid crisis, and my sister has battled addiction for quite some time. So for me, this was a cause that was near and dear and close to my heart. So when I saw an organization that had the opportunity for me to be trained, sit through classes, and become a national ambassador, not only share the message throughout the community to provide education, as well as the opportunity to lobby for policy change and reform on a national level. And this organization has made wonders happen on the treatments that are required to battle addiction. So for me personally, that is one of the foundations that is closest to my heart, as well as a few others like St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I have a team that we get together every year and we raise money for the foundation and the children. That one in general, I know many of you might be familiar with it, but it helps children who are fighting cancer. And that cause too is another one that's always been really special to me.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's a huge body of work. I have to say. You've done so much. Congratulations. Kudos to you.
Oh, thank you.
So I think all the viewers should take a small tip from here. In fact, in the near future, the pageant will anyway be asking you to pick your social cause. So from now, start thinking, what is that one thing that you really connect to. There may be so many social causes and platforms all around you, but you may not feel connected to all of them. There is something specifically that may just strike a chord with you. It may be anything. It may be mental health, it may be maternal mental health, it may be fitness, it may be raising a voice for equal rights for men and women, and a lot of social causes that are around, in and around you. What impact are they having on your life? You need to start evaluating that and then pick your platform, because you will also have to justify why you picked that platform.
Yeah, you need to know your story. You need to know your why. And that is the number one thing when I judge any pageant, is anybody could pick a social cause out of a hat. I want to know what your why is. What drives you? What motivates you to promote that cause? What is the story there? Have a true connection, personal story, a good amount of meat and substance behind that one cause that you're going to stand for and represent. But continue doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
So yeah, here's your answer, Uttara, as well as I think Amrita also asked the same question. Pick one cause and provide enough material to substantiate why you picked that cause. So concentrate on one rather than jumbling up all of them together. We love the fact that you are doing so much social work and you're supporting more than one cause, and we love you for that. But as far as presentation and kind of representing a social cause, Jillian says that pick one and
I see somebody just typed in quality over quantity, and that is 100% correct. Yes,
absolutely.
You want to focus on the quality over the quantity.
Yes. Okay, so let's go back to our question answer list. The questions that are there. I have an entire list for you. Okay. Next question is, okay, one of the contestants says, I'm very camera conscious, but I have mustered up the courage to participate in this pageant. So how do I tackle this, ma'am, and how do I overcome all my struggles to face the camera?
Practice. And a lot of it is just learning to be comfortable with yourself. So one way you really can start by doing that is practice your posing in a mirror. So you see which angles you like the best and what makes you feel the most comfortable. Next, utilize your cell phone and take those pictures. And once you're comfortable and you find your right angles and positions, then maybe ask a family member to do it. It really comes into being able to own yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, be able to be comfortable in a camera. A camera really is only a tool and an opportunity to allow your true self to shine.
Okay, that's great. So now I'm taking you to the three categories, and let us just treat the three categories separately. In fact, the International Glamour Project is the first platform in India that brings all the three categories together. I'm aware that there are platforms in the United States where you have all three categories participating together. But
Yes.
for a country like India, for my country, this has been a very, very novel concept.
I
So,
don't think I knew that. Wow. That's
thank you
amazing.
so much. Thank you. So, let's address the teens first. So,
Okay.
I think our youngest teen is 14 years of
Okay.
age, and our oldest is 17. So, any specific advice just for the Miss Teen India category? Because they're bubbly, yet they're anxious. They've not seen the world as yet, but
Yeah.
they want to go out there, explore, learn from mentors like you and me. So, what is it that you want to tell them, the teens?
Yes. So for my teens, really focus on this opportunity as a chance to grow and build your confidence. This is going to be a tremendous growth experience for you. You will start it out as a young teen and grow to be so much more mature by the time you are finished with the experience. And don't worry if you mess up. We all started somewhere and everybody has messed up, and that's okay. It is okay. It is really an opportunity for you to grow, to get to know yourself, and to meet new sisters and women who you then get to make these amazing connections with. And really take it for what it is. Take in all the knowledge that you have and be a really big sponge and just soak it all up so you can remember it for your next experience.
Great, great, great. So let's move over to the Miss category. So the Miss category, I think we have starting from 18 to about 30. I think the oldest is the
Okay.
one who's 30. So here's a bunch of our Miss contestants. Some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them are IT professionals, some of them are models, some of them are into fitness. So they want to make a name for themselves, they want to be role models, they want to make their parents proud, plus they want to represent their country and make their country really proud. So what is it that you have as advice to all the Miss contestants?
For the Miss Ladies, use this as your platform. Make the most of every single moment. This is your opportunity to really make a brand for yourself, especially if you're looking to go in that direction. Whether you're in the medical field or you're in the modeling industry or fitness, it is absolutely a platform for yourself to make yourself a brand. So really think of it from a business minded perspective. It's going to give you those opportunities and open so many doors. Don't say no. Take the opportunities for
Yes.
yourself to grow and establish yourself.
Absolutely, that was bang on because I when I spoke to these ladies, a lot of them had so much anxiety and they were like, "What kind of opportunities am I going to get? Is it going to be this? Am I going to be walking the New York Fashion Week one day? Am I going to be walking in the Miami Fashion Week one day?" And I said, "You have to start somewhere, and if you have that as your goal, consider it like your North Star. And if you keep working towards it, you will
Yep.
reach there. You will reach there. There will be opportunities created for you. There will be doors opening there for you." So that's some great advice. And yes, coming to the Mrs. category, one of my favorite categories, your favorite too.
Mine too, personally, right now.
Well, we have a bunch of 30 ladies in the Mrs. category, the oldest being 60. I think she just celebrated her 61st
That
birthday
is
in this world
amazing. So
time.
amazing.
Yes, so she's the only one who wants a special permission from you, Jillian, to allow her to not wear heels. So I
Yes,
think
you get all the. If you're getting up there on that stage, that is so empowering and incredible. You wear whatever you want on your feet.
right. So Nenaji, here you have it right from Jillian. She said that she's excusing you from wearing heels, and but she wants you to go up there on stage and just set the stage on fire.
Own that stage.
Yes, absolutely own that stage. So yes, and we have single moms. We have certain moms who are struggling with two kids, three kids, not able to handle in this lockdown period at all. So I think you're the best person to give them the advice how to conduct themselves, how to prepare themselves, and what is it that they need to keep looking for. What should be their goal, their target, their north star?
The amazing thing about pageantry is it's age limitless. It doesn't matter your marital status. You still have the opportunity to be a woman and to have that time for you. Yes, you're a mom. Yes, you have a career, but you're so much more than that. And really love every moment of the opportunity just to get to be with you, just to get to be you. And separate from all the other titles. And 100%, is it hard to balance it all? Yes. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I have my in-laws right now watching my 3 kids so we can do this live together. But utilize your children, utilize your family, bring them into the experience. So it really is an experience for everybody. And then you will feel the support all the way around. My girls watch me walk down the hallway all the time, and I think they can critique me better than I can critique people now. They've seen it so many times. And just really rely on those family resources. You know, my husband is one of the best pageant husbands you'll ever meet. He comes along for the ride. He carries the gowns. Make it a family event. There's no reason why it can't be. But at the same time, take the opportunity to enjoy a week with the girlfriends, to really have that special moment for you. Because as a mom, a wife, you're always being pulled in so many different directions, and it really is your opportunity to allow yourself to shine and yourself to feel amazing and to sparkle. And that is so important and so valuable in itself.
Right, absolutely. That's some golden advice coming from Jillian out there. Make it a family event. That's so beautifully said. It just took me back to my national pageant where I was up there on stage and I could see my husband, my daughter, she was 3.5 then, my parents, my in-laws, all of them sitting there rooting for me along with my friends and my work colleagues. Well, I had like a gang supporting me. So, automatically you're boosting yourself, your self-confidence, it just goes up. And there's a whole lot of bunch out there that forms your support system. It makes you feel so much better.
1,000,000%.
Absolutely. So we have some more live questions popping in. Dhruvi says your kids are too cute. Your babies are too cute. Yes, they are, absolutely. And if you don't know, all the viewers, I think Liam, Jillian's son, Liam, will be turning one tomorrow.
I don't know how that happened.
One tomorrow. So wishing him a very happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
And he's a celebrity in himself. He's modeled for Gap. Wow.
Yeah, my kids. I suckered them into the modeling industry very early. They're all signed with an agency in the city, and we've been so blessed to have so many amazing opportunities.
Wow, that's amazing. The genes are talking, I should say that.
Thank you guys for the birthday wishes.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. In fact, if you could get Liam along with you when you fly down to India, that'll be amazing. Okay, so the next question is, I always have a feeling that when I'm going to be on stage, I'm going to be around a lot of self-doubt. How do I overcome this self-doubt in order to participate wholeheartedly in the pageant and the finale?
So one goes to a lot of your preparation as well as self-affirmations. And that self-doubt comes in when you're not 110% confident in who you are. So start each morning with a self-affirmation. Maybe pageant week, you make it 2 self-affirmations to really tell yourself, I am amazing. I am beautiful. I am confident. I am successful. You need to really believe these things. And that's what it comes down to. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to believe it. When you can believe in yourself to that capacity, those nerves all go away. Because at the end of the day, yes, you're being judged by a jury, but it doesn't matter the outcome or it doesn't matter what they think because you know who you are and you're proud to be who you are.
Absolutely. So believe in yourself and that will bring back the confidence and shoo away the self-doubt.
Yes.
Okay. So Jillian, you've been the producer for so many state level pageants, national level pageants. You've participated in them. You've won so many. You're also participating in one more pageant that I just saw on your social media. So tell our audience, how should they what is the difference between the national level pageants and the international level pageants? Because right now all the pageant contestants have already qualified in their audition round. They've gone through the introduction, the ramp walk, and the Q&A, and that is why they have been selected as the national finalist or the all India finalist, and they will be participating in the grand finale. So most of them will be witnessing the national finale. It is only the top 3 in each category that will be representing India and flying all the way to United States. So give them a glimpse of how is it going to be different, the national as well as the international.
So first of all, a national pageant is huge in itself, and it's an honor to even make it to a national stage. There are so many ladies and women who don't even ever have the opportunity to grace a national stage. And one of the most exceptional things that differs between a national and an international is at an international pageant, you have the opportunity to immerse yourself in so many different cultures and women of so many different backgrounds, and that is personally one of my most favorite opportunities of an international pageant, is then you gain friends all around the world. When I have traveled, whether it's been nationally or internationally, there's always somebody somewhere that I've met through pageantry that I now have the opportunity to go see. And that's something you can't get anywhere else, which is absolutely amazing. From a performance perspective, honestly, it doesn't matter to me whether you're at a local, a state, a national, or international level. You always go out there like it is your last. It is your last time on that stage, and that's how you leave it. It doesn't matter the level of pageantry. You always show up with your very best.
Right, absolutely. In today's world of virtual existence and social media, Jillian, how important is the image on social media according to you for all these pageant ladies?
Yeah, so the importance of social media from a pageant perspective is definitely growing significantly. It can be a blessing, and it can also hurt you depending on the brand that you have created on social media. Judges, directors now all have access to social media, so they get to see a glimpse of who you are before you even hit that stage. So you really need to keep that in mind and what it is you're trying to brand yourself as, because essentially that's what you're doing when you're a title holder. You now are a brand. So think about that in each of your posts, the images that you're posting, the language that goes underneath it, even down to the hashtags. Something I recommend to all my clients when they are developing their platforms and things of that nature is to create a hashtag that is unique to them. So this way, when you're communicating with a judge and you're having some back and forth conversation, it's like, well, how can I find you? How do I learn more about that? Well, actually, I created a trending hashtag on social media that provides easy access to reach multi-people from a click of one button. And my hashtag is whatever it is. And that is the power of social media from a pageantry perspective.
Great. So here, guys, I think you've heard Jillian loud and clear. Create a brand for yourself and pick and choose very carefully the way you project yourself, because everybody is watching you. Your jury members are watching you, the mentors are watching you, your family is watching you, your friends, and you are building your a following for yourself. So it's very important how you project yourself on social media. And what about so in India, social media is not accepted that well as compared to the United States. So sometimes when I have had to coax few of the pageant ladies, please make an Instagram account.
Okay.
Please come on Facebook. And then they have realized. So I think if you could just throw some more light on this, how necessary is it? Because some of them still feel that, oh, what will people think? So how can they really move this in the positive way, so that people look at them and then talk positive things?
So social media, and so I can understand how people have a negative outlook on it, but when you're utilizing it for pageantry, you're utilizing it as a platform. So especially when we talk and we go back to our social causes, it is how you are spreading awareness and advocating for something in a mass. You are reaching a mass number of people. by the click of one button. So from a pageantry perspective, social media, honestly, today's world is critical, especially if you were to win the Miss Teen, Miss or Mrs. India title and you're talking internationally. It is going to be your number one platform in order to advocate for not only yourself, but to whatever your social cause is. So for people who are skeptical about creating one, think of it from a social cause perspective, because if it to spread a powerful message about a cause near and dear to your heart, it would be very difficult, I would imagine, to argue with it if you were advocating for mental health rights or whatever your cause is.
Right, right. We have a live question popping up. If we do not have a new picture to post, how do we stay relevant without posting unnecessary stuff?
So your social media should be a combination of photos of yourself, so we all know who you are, as well as can be a combination of what your social causes are. So for example, I have a lot of my ladies who do Fact Friday, and it's a fact that's in relationship to their social cause. So think about integrating your social cause information along with that, as well as if you're open and you have family members you want to introduce. So we really get to know who you are before we even meet you at the pageant. And it's okay to take pictures of yourself. If it's a beautiful day, take a photo of yourself outside, and that's completely acceptable. It doesn't need to be a professional picture. The recommendation is just make sure it's well lighting, really good, well lit. You need good lighting for a photo so it can show well on social media. But utilize other things, inspirational quotes,
Yes,
maybe places
absolutely.
that you've visited, just so we can get to a really good sense of who you are.
Right, 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 right. Great. So there's a whole lot of advice coming for all of you there. It's not only about pictures; it's about your beliefs. So you can portray what you really believe in, what kind of a person you are, the places that you visited. What are these experiences that have made you the kind of person that you are? They really matter. So that is what you need to project rather than just concentrating on pictures. I think we've had a wonderful session, Jillian. Did you realize that 60 minutes are
No, it
done?
goes fast, and it was so nice to officially have interaction with everybody, kind of
Yeah.
sort of in person, and kind of.
We spoke for an hour non-stop. You spoke more than me.
I can talk a lot though, so
A bundle of energy out there, and you are such a fabulous human being. You have been so supportive. So I deeply thank you on behalf of the International Glamour Project for coming on board as a mentor, and now you're a friend. We are so blessed to have you. I
thank you
must say
so much
that.
for reaching out and inviting me. This has been an incredible experience so far, and I cannot wait to come to India to meet everybody.
Yes, and whatever the dates are, whenever the pandemic settles down, we're
Yes.
gonna make sure that everybody's schedules, timelines are matched, and everything comes together, because this pandemic is global. It's affected so many lives world over, so it is
Too many.
necessary. So we're gonna take all that into consideration. I'm really thankful to you for having given us your precious time.
Thank
And
you.
thank you. And before we sign off, once again, I'd like to say that the Miss International World Pageant is doing a fabulous job with Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, which is their venue, and they're creating fundraisers and creating awareness using the pageantry platform to develop a vaccine for the COVID-19, the virus, and such causes are extremely close to the field of pageantry, very close to the hearts of pageant queens like us. So let's support pageantry as a platform. Let's support pageant queens. Let's support all these causes that we are associated with. Thank you so much, Jillian. Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
Any final words
Thank
before
you.
before you go away? Any final words for all the ladies?
My final words
Sending you
for
hearts.
everybody watching is to keep up the amazing work you're all doing. All of your tags, all of your stories. I watched every single one of them all the time,
Yes.
because it's all different hours because we're on different time zones. But I watch every one of them, and you guys are doing an amazing job with the amount of effort you're putting in, and it is not going unnoticed. I notice all of it. So keep up the amazing job, and I can't wait to meet all of you in person.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye.